What happens when a smartphone decides to become a power bank? This is the new Realme P4 Power 5G, and yes, this thing has a ridiculous 10,001 milliampere hour battery. That is currently one of the biggest batteries ever placed inside a mainstream smartphone. But here's the real question. Is this just a gimmick phone with a huge battery? Or is this actually one of the best mid-range phones you could buy right now? Here's the full in-depth review of the Realme P4 Power. The first thing that surprised me is honestly the size. When you hear 10,001 milliampere hour battery, you expect a brick, but surprisingly, it's not that bad. The phone is around 9mm thin and weighs about 219 grams. Yes, it's heavier than normal mid-range phones, but considering the battery size, Realme actually did a good job balancing the weight. The design itself looks very inspired by the GT series. You get the futuristic trans view style at the back with aggressive lines and the gamer-like aesthetic. Personally, I think the design works. It doesn't scream battery phone. And that's important because older battery-focused devices usually look boring or bulky. Another big plus here is durability. This phone comes with IP6, 6, IP68, and IP69 ratings, meaning it is highly resistant to dust and water, including protection against high-pressure water jets and immersion. The display is honestly one of the highlights of this phone. You're getting a large AMOLED panel with up to 144Hz refresh rate. And yes, you can feel the smoothness immediately. Scrolling feels extremely fluid, animations are smooth, gaming feels responsive. For content consumption, this display is genuinely enjoyable. Colors are vibrant, blacks are deep, and brightness is surprisingly strong outdoors. Realme claims up to 6,500 nits peak brightness. Now obviously that's peak brightness in specific scenarios, but still outdoor visibility here is excellent. The curved display also makes the phone feel more premium than its actual price category. However, some people may dislike the curved display since it can make the phone slightly harder to grip comfortably. One of the downsides of the Realme P4 Power is its speaker setup. The phone only features a single down-firing speaker. While the audio quality is decent, most smartphones in this price range typically offer a stereo speaker setup for a more immersive audio experience. Another issue with the down-firing speaker is that it can easily get blocked by your hand while gaming or watching your favorite content, which can overall affect the sound experience. Inside the phone, it's powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7400 Ultra processor paired with a dedicated HyperVision AI chip. Our unit comes equipped with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. In daily use, the phone performs very well for tasks such as social media, web browsing, streaming movies, and multitasking. For gaming, it delivers a smooth and stable frame rates in titles like Mobile Legends on ultra settings and Call of Duty Mobile. However, in more demanding games such as Genshin Impact and the newly released Neverness to Everness, you may occasionally experience some stutters during heavier scenes. Despite that, the overall gaming experience remains enjoyable and very playable for most users. The phone runs Realme UI 7 based on the Android 16. Performance-wise, it's smooth, animations are fluid, customization is excellent, features are everywhere, but Realme UI still has some bloatware. There are pre-installed apps. Some notifications can feel spammy initially. Thankfully, most of them can be removed or disabled. AI features are also heavily pushed here. Some are useful, some honestly feel like filler. But overall, software optimization is actually decent. Moving to the battery performance, the phone is honestly on another level. During our gaming test, we played for an entire hour and the battery only dropped by a couple of percent, which is absolutely crazy to see in real-world usage. It genuinely changes the way you use a smartphone because you stop constantly worrying about battery percentage. For normal daily use such as browsing, social media, and watching videos and messaging, you can comfortably get through 2 full days on a single charge, and lighter users may even push it further. Battery anxiety basically disappears with this device. Another really useful feature here is reverse charging. The phone can act like a power bank for other devices, meaning you can charge your earbuds, another smartphone, or other accessories directly from it when needed. Charging speed is also impressive considering the massive 10,001 mAh battery capacity. It supports 80 watts fast charging, which helps reduce charging time significantly. Of course, a battery this large will still take longer to fully charge compared to regular smartphones, but honestly, it's much faster than what you'd expect for a battery of this size. Now let's talk about the cameras. At the back, the phone features a 50MP main camera and an 8MP ultra-wide camera. It supports video recording up to 4K 30fps, while 1080p recording can go up to 240fps for slow motion shots. For selfies, it has a 16MP front camera capable of recording up to 1080p 30fps. In daylight, the main camera performs pretty well with sharp details, decent dynamic range, punchy colors, and reliable autofocus. Low light quality does drop, but the photos are still usable for social media. The ultra-wide camera is noticeably weaker than the main sensor, though still accessible for casual shots. As for the selfie camera, it captures good skin tones while keeping the subject sharp and detailed. So who exactly is the Realme P4 Power 4? This phone is perfect for gamers who play long sessions, people who are always outdoors, and users who are simply tired of charging their phone every single day. It genuinely solves one of the biggest modern smartphone problems: battery anxiety. What's impressive is that it doesn't sacrifice much to achieve that massive battery life. You still get a beautiful AMOLED display, strong performance, solid cameras, and a premium yet durable design. Of course, there are still some compromises such as a heavier body and average speaker quality. But overall, if you're tired of carrying a charger everywhere or constantly looking for a power outlet, this is definitely a smartphone we can recommend. For more content like this and other updates down the line, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.